Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we have a lot of coastline. There's no doubt about that. We can continue to expand our amount of coastline, and I believe we're truced with the Byzantines. Yes, we are. But we can definitely break into India a little bit over here. We have all of the coastline that we want up here. We can still make our way in rivers, but that's something that we will reserve for later in the game if we need to. We can push down into Africa. That's a decent option as well. Like, we could go after Guinea here. Hypothetically, what do they have? I mean, we've got a decent claim there. That's not a terrible duchy either. But if we were going to do that, it's definitely awkward. We would have to cross over some territory. These guys here are interesting. Duchy-wise, it's not the greatest, right? That's definitely a thing. I would also like to go after Georgia relatively soon. They're reasonably strong. Let's check in on our men-at-arms real quick here. I want to double-check. Yeah, that's all fine. That's all completely and totally fine. So we could declare on this and grab ourselves... This duchy is interesting. I feel like that's not how duchies work, but okay. So he would gain the contested title. We would not be able to grant out this county because it would be his. Every other county that's highlighted here is technically legal for us to hold. This one is not. But because he would gain the duchy, that would mean this is de jure our territory, or de jure his territory, which would mean that that is technically legal to do. This gives us a good amount of coastline, actually. It gets us like 6 coastal counties. That's not bad. We can come back to that a little bit later, but this one's interesting too. All of this is legal for us to hold because of the rivers. It's definitely more inland. It looks more impressive in terms of the amount of land that you get, but I think it's actually worse. So I think we'll go for this guy's claims. Let's do it. Okay, so we're going to raise up... No, I don't want to do a new location. We're going to raise up over here. We're going to raise our men-at-arms. They had like 25,000, I think. So we're definitely going to need to raise some levy troops. He formed a new alliance. Okay. 32,000. The Byzantines joined 36,000. The Byzantines aren't very scary. In all honesty. That'll be fine. So we're going to raise up around 40,000 here, I think. Cool. And we'll take the rest of these guys on in. We'll wait until we see their army, but we'll need to head down this coastline, of course. Cool. These sieges will go quite quickly. Fantastic. So we're going to move down into Abkhazia. That's a hostile army there. Hello. I'm just doing a little bit of mental math here. Trying to determine how risky it is to send a siege force this direction. I would love to do it, and I think we're going to go ahead and do it. Even if they get wrecked, it's not the end of the world. And we still have 41,000 in this army. Let's see where they're going to disembark at. Azov. Beautiful. So we're going to head up over here and fight them recently disembarked. And they're pretty split up. So we stack wipe one of their armies, I believe. Yes, we stack wipe one of their armies before the rest even arrive. Here comes another army. That gets stack wiped as well. That gets stack wiped. Wow, this is insane. We just stack wiped their entire army. because they were too split up. They didn't get there in time. Well, basically all they have left is their Byzantine forces. They may hire mercs, but that was crazy. Absolutely insane. I don't know what to say about that. They just completely messed up. Their armies weren't close enough together. Wild. So we're going to finish up this siege here. Do you have a siege commander? You don't. You should have a siege commander. There we go. Much faster siege events will be good. We're at 58% war score right now. Okay. We'll finish up this siege. And we'll come on down to this barony. We'll see how long it takes us. We're too busy, huh? We're going to spend some gold. Oh, now we're profligate. I didn't see in the tooltip that we would have become that. I thought it was just spend 500 gold. Well, it's not a huge deal. This is going to be a somewhat expensive war, but we kind of knew that. So it's okay. I'm going to send our 40,000. Yeah, they're taking attrition right now. I'm going to send them off over this direction as soon as the siege is done. And we'll try to do a little bit of resupply up over this way as well. Actually, let's hold them there for the moment. We're going to come down here. We're going to split these guys. And then we're going to split them again. We're going to send some of these forces over here. We're going to send some of them over here. Now, they're going to continue to take attrition there. Oh, hello. He's re-raised his forces. Well, we're going to come down there. Do they stack wipe our... Oh, I think we got there just in time. They may have stacked... No, they did not stack wipe our siege force. Okay. That was a big deal. Very, very lucky there. But our siege force... Actually, our siege force isn't in that bad of shape. So we can move these guys off over here. These guys up over this direction. Cool. Okay, we will split this force. And we'll resupply some of these. We're starting a siege up over here. It's going to be pretty slow until these relieve us. We became obese again. That's to be expected. And now we're going to head over here. These guys will back off over to here. And there they will resupply. But we're going to move these guys up to be a little bit closer to reinforce here. And that should do for the time being. Was that the armor we had equipped? No, it was not. Although we probably should think about repairing our Persian mail. Done. Also, this trinket should be repaired. And this regalia. Cool. So, this is why we moved troops in to be closer. 3 days on that siege should be good. So we finish that, and we're all good here. Cool. Do we capture anybody of note? No. But we can head up here and siege. We do not need to split up our troops anymore. All we need is this siege or ticking war score, whichever happens first. Which it could be either, but I think it'll be this siege. Should be fine. Oh, we have more domain limit. That's interesting. It was ticking that actually finished first. So we will enforce these demands and disband our troops. Now, we cannot hand out this title. This countess is not reporting to us. But because the duchy is held, it'll be fine. It is de jure and therefore allowed. So we can definitely come up over to here and pull back a couple of our castles. So we'll do one there and one here. Cool. We also probably need to upgrade our capital. We do indeed. And we will work on that for sure. Okay. So, who do we want to go after next? I kind of want to go after this guy. For this area over here. That Jarldom is de jure and not ideal. What do we got over this way? I'm looking for a very specific duchy here, and it didn't pop in. The Duchy of Hafun. This is the one we want. Conquer Duchy. There it is. Okay, I must have just skipped it. Cool. So we'll do that. We may have to... Yeah, he will retain the duchy. So we're going to have to grant out this county and this county. Neither of them are coastal. But we will then control the entire coast of Africa up until here. So that's great. We do control the entire European coastline, with the possible exception of some of the Black Sea stuff. But the entire Mediterranean and the entire Atlantic coastline is all ours. At least, with the exception of the African stuff. So we'll go ahead and declare this. He has 13,000 troops, so that's not that many. We'll raise our men-at-arms here, as well as a few levies. It's maybe a slightly greedy raise. We did lose our husband, so we need a new one. It'll be this guy, matrilineal. Okay. And that looks good. So they're thinking about coming and attacking us. This was a slightly greedy raise, for sure. If we have to back off, we have to back off. Okay, so they're definitely coming in here. We could hire mercs. Or we could just stop our raise. For some reason, I was thinking that their capital was one county away, but it's not. It's connected in here. We're going to re-raise over here. And these guys, they'll try to retreat if they can get the opportunity to. They'll probably get stack wiped. It's not a big deal. Actually, I think they can retreat. Cool. Go ahead and do it. Get out of there. Where are we retreating to? Zayla. We'll probably just disband them, in all honesty. It should be fine. So we'll need to raise up a few troops here. They have a grand total at this point of 25,000. That's fine. We can definitely deal with that. We'll raise up similar numbers. Sure, showing the king. 145 gold. I like it. Okay, we now have sufficient levy troops and are just waiting on our men-at-arms. Cool. We're going to head up over this direction. Our friend died. Very rude. Very rude. We should look at our succession, actually. Our succession is fine. But we are 66, and we are struggling with obesity. We are also... We had a bad omen. We're a drunkard, and our stress level just went up. We should not be surprised if we die soon. Okay. So we're going to head up over here, and we should have no problem wiping these guys off the map. They're going to start to pile in, and this is going to be a very similar situation to what we just had. Where it's going to take them a long time to get there, and we're going to stack wipe a bunch of them on the way. But they did get there in time, so we're not going to fully stack wipe them in quite the same way. Okay, we're now obese. And at this point, we're just going to head into their capital. We're not currently dying, which is slightly surprising. So just obesity isn't enough for that right now. But that will become the case later on. Absolutely. So we have 30 days left on the siege of their capital. We won the battle for 29% war score. 53 from their capital. Sounds good. I'm going to split our army in half here. Sure. There's apparently an independence faction. But I'm going to split the army in half here, and we'll do something like this. They don't have sufficient troops now to deal with our army halves. So it's all good. And we'll get these sieges done. Should be pretty quick with just half of our... Actually, it's 1/3 of our trebuchets up here. It didn't divide in half, but I suppose that's because we have 3 regiments. So it did as close as it could. Fair enough. So we'll get this done, and then they'll come down here and siege here. For now, these guys are just running around, and they can do that all they want. They're just wasting tons of time. So we'll finish this particular siege in 60 days. Cool. And this one in 3 months. So then we'll come up here and fight them after we're done with that. And between the battles and the sieges, this should end the war. Easily. We lost our counselor, and we'll look into that in just a moment. But I want to issue these orders. There we go. That was our chancellor, so we will grab ourselves that Jarl. Cool. We have a new stewardship lifestyle perk here. And we're going to grab fearful troops to reduce our men-at-arms maintenance. Excellent. Okay. Ticking war score is now on our side. And we're giving battle. That's a stack wipe. This could stack wipe too. Yep. And there we go. Actually, it didn't stack wipe, but it was enough. The war is over. We will enforce these demands, and he retains this duchy. Ah, but this guy holds both of these. So, because this count holds both of these locations, we actually can't grant this independence without granting a county on the coast independence, which means that this county is grandfathered in, and we are allowed to hold this. This county, on the other hand, that is not the case. We are required to grant this out. There we go. Cool. But that now means the entire African coastline, all the way around to here, is now ours. Beautiful. We do have a title over here that we need to hand out. Ras Hafun. That'll be fine. No problem there. Cool. Our player heir is unmarried, and she would probably be good. There we go. Now, I'd like to take this county here. So we may as well. Do we have a claim on it? No, we don't. Okay, I want this county. Fantastic. So we're going to link that up. Another good county to go for would be to attack Mesopotamia and go for Basra here. What's the duchy look like? We can actually hold the duchy. Everything here is legal for us. So we should probably do this instead. Cool. They have about 11,000 troops. So we'll raise some up over here. Men-at-arms and levies. Fantastic. We'll see if he hires mercs or holy orders or anything like that. Actually, his capital is one of the counties we're claiming. That's hilarious. I didn't notice that. This should be sufficient troops. And we'll head into Basra. Excellent. Grabbing ourselves lots and lots of coastline. We should attack this guy once we can, which will be after this war, and get this cleaned up. That's definitely something that we should do. But overall, we're making fantastic progress on our coasts. We have a lot of coastline. And this chunk of Poland, for some reason. That's not something we did, so it's fine. Okay, so Basra will fall very shortly. And we see that he's currently at his capital, trying to siege that back. We'll let him do that. We're going to siege here and take this. And then we're going to go fight him and hope to take over his siege after we fight him. Between sieging his capital and fighting him, he's not leading this army. So, unfortunately, we're not going to capture him there. But we're going to fight... Oh, they got out in time. Sad. Well, we'll take over his capital regardless. That'll be fine. We're at 32% war score already. That actually ended the war. 51% from occupation there. 10% from occupying the capital, and 50% because we captured his heir. Oh, and we got a famed pedestal item, too. Neat. Well, we're definitely going to enforce these demands. He maintains the emirate, but that's okay. We don't have to grant any of this independence. So we can grant all of that out. We are, of course, going to have to create the duchy, or rather usurp the duchy of Basra, which we will do and grant over to this fine gentleman right here because of our vassal limit. And we still need to deal with our vassal limit, so we can look at maybe over here. No, we can't do that. That's right. Down over this way, though, maybe. Yes. We can create this title. Grant that over to this guy, and hopefully he'll go after Mudug. We could do that ourselves, because it's de jure at this point, but we would hope that he would do that. That would be ideal. We can modify some contracts. I'd like to get some feudal taxes going here. And for Crimea as well. Fantastic. Now, we can vassalize this guy. Ah, okay. With high feudal obligations. Consider it done. And then we want to go after this fine gentleman here. The only thing we can go after is the county of Dafra. So we'll declare that. We'll raise up our men-at-arms here. How many troops does he have? 4,000. How many is just our men-at-arms? Just our men-at-arms can probably do this. So this guy accepted our vassalization. We should probably transfer him over. Yeah, we can do that de jure. Done. We also need to drop our stress a little bit. So let's host a lavish feast. That's a lot of stress lost. Okay, so this guy brought in allies. He has like 20,000 troops at this point, so we're definitely going to need some levy troops. Cool. We're going to raise up like 25,000 here. We don't need any more than that, I don't think. Cool. Only 18,000. This is kind of slow to raise here, but I suppose that's to be expected. We did just discover the fascination urbanization. So let's take a quick look here. Heraldry is being exposed right now. I don't care about heraldry. Land grants, I don't care about either. We definitely move into the late medieval era here. And I think we end up going for matriculations. There we go. That'll be done in 26 years. Hello, Jarl Refill. Apparently he got a free refill because he didn't bring any gold. Okay, we're just going to sit here until our men-at-arms arrive. They're attacking up here. This is good. We like it. So we're going to split off our standard siege force of around 5k. This is not going to stand up to them if they attack it. That's fine. And then we're going to head up over this way. They're going to siege this for a bit. They already got a breach. That was really fast. But we'll see how this goes. Shouldn't be any real problem. We'll hit their capital with our siege after. But now we have ticking war score. And they're grouping in here. They didn't run, which is interesting. But they're definitely going to lose this fight. And they lost it hard. So they're embarking. We're going to want to embark ourselves and head over here. Just to be on the safe side. We did get a valuable hostage there. We're at 99%. Hang on. Ticking war score is going to end this. Okay, there we go. Cool. So we'll disband those troops and grant that out to a noble of the Norse culture. Ideally, we grant this guy over to someone. There's really not a lot we can do there, but we can make the Duchy of Bahrain. So we'll go ahead and do so, and we'll grant that over to this guy. Fantastic. No problem there. We do need a new marshal, though, and wow, skill 35? That guy's insane. That's really, really good. We should probably check in on our capital, see if we need to upgrade anything. We do. And I'm going to upgrade our farmsteads here. Cool. Well there, that's definitely some good progress on getting this all put together. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, I think I'm going to make good on that threat of really starting to break into India. We're running out of other locations to attack, and India would be a good one because there's a lot of different people we can attack while waiting on truces, and then we can also come down to Africa and work on Georgia and the Byzantines as well. So that's all good to do. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Kazaral, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, Jens Graham, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.